Did you know that IOCG deposits are considered among the most complex and challenging deposit models in economic geology? Their formation involves multivariable interactions and processes that occur across diverse time periods and geological environments, resulting in remarkably varied mineralogical and structural expressions. In this new episode of the GeoEstima Podcast, we will continue exploring different types of ore deposits. Today, we focus on IOCG deposits. Join us as we continue discussing and learning more about the geomining and metallurgical business in Chile and around the world. The English acronym for IOCG, iron oxide copper gold deposits, accounts for hydrothermal origin deposits, characterized by containing a high percentage of iron oxides, mainly magnetite or hematite, and being deficient in sulfides. They are copper and gold deposits, and may contain other elements such as silver, uranium, bismuth, rare earth elements, cobalt, molybdenum or zinc, although copper mineralization is associated with sulfides, chalcopyrite, borite, accompanied by pyrite. The proportion of iron in these sulfides with respect to the oxides is very low. IOCGs are formed by hydrothermal fluids, but do not have an associated igneous intrusion. They occur over a broad temporal range and present different mineralization styles. What are their ages and tectonic environments? IOCGs are found in different metallogenic regions. We have deposits in South Africa from the Neo-Archean, 2.75 giganum to 2.72 giganum, in Australia with Paleoproterozoic, 2.06 giganum, and Mesoproterozoic, 1.595 giganum, ages, and also in Chile and Peru. In an Andean belt of Jurassic Cretaceous age, IOCGs form at variable depths, ranging from the deep crust, greater than 10 km, to levels near the surface, unlike porphyry skarn systems, which are usually limited to the upper 5 km of the crust. This suggests that the mineralized fluids and some metallic components come from even deeper sources. It has been established that geochemically complex brines, often containing carbonaceous components, played a role in the genesis of these deposits. Furthermore, there is a critical role of deep, volatile-rich magmas, capable of producing intense alteration and metal deposition at great depths. Along these lines, geochemical and isotopic studies, namely ratio chlorine-bromine, chlorine isotope number 37, osmium, ratio samarium, neodymium, support a mantle origin for the mineralized fluids in several IOCs. Although immediate causative intrusives are rarely observed adjacent to IOCG bodies, these deposits are consistently located in provinces with evidence of synchronous magmatism, often of an alkaline character. In Chile and Peru, IOCG deposits formed in the coastal cordillera during an extensional event of the early Jurassic to Cretaceous period, in contrast to the compressive context typical of Andean porphyries. Here, mantle-derived magmatism produced highly fractionated suites ranging from gabbronorite to gabbro, diorite, tonalite, and granodiorite, with alkaline to subalkaline affinity, generating hydrothermal fluids dominated by magmatic components. Finally, although some metallogenic districts exhibit the coexistence of IOCG deposits and phosphorus-rich iron oxide deposits, known as IOA or Kiruna-type iron deposits, temporal and tectonic evidence suggests that they may represent distinct mineralizing systems or variants developed under different tectonic regimes. Let's now look at their mineralization styles. These are varied. There are deposits associated with hydrothermal breccia complexes, such as those with a hematite or magnetite chlorite matrix, for example, the Olympic Dam in Australia, or Manto Verde in Chile, or those associated with alkaline intrusives, such as carbonatites or phosphorites in South Africa. Other common styles are stratabound, where mineral bodies are associated with stratigraphic levels of volcano-sedimentary sequences, or deposits where mineralization follows strong structural control associated with breccias in fault zones, veins, or emplaced in shear zones. The hydrothermal alterations associated with mineralization from higher to lower temperature are sodic calcic, calcic iron, high and low temperature potassium iron, and hydrolytic alteration. Copper mineralization is found in sulfides, chalcopyrite, sometimes bornite. Gold is found free or in sulfides, and uranium is found as oxides, commonly uranite. The most prominent IOCG deposits or districts in the world, ordered temporarily, are in the Amazon Craton. Salobo is found in the Carajas province, Brazil, of Neo-Archean age. This deposit is characterized by high magnetite contents and pre-mineralization sodium-calcium ratio alteration. The Palabora complex in South Africa of Proterozoic age, where mineralization is associated with alkaline intrusives such as phosphorite, an intrusive rich in magnetite and apatite, and carbonatites. In the Gawler Craton, in southern Australia, the giant Olympic Dam is located, where copper, gold, uranium, silver, and rare earth element mineralization of Paleoproterozoic age is completely contained in a hematite breccia complex hosted in the Roxby Downs granite. Other important deposits are Prominent Hill with copper, gold, silver, uranium, cerium, and lanthanum mineralization associated with structurally controlled hematite breccias, Carapatina, where copper, gold, and uranium mineralization is associated with a pipe-shaped hematite breccia complex hosted in granites and camseem, with similar geology. The Cloncurry district in Queensland, Australia, hosts several IOCG deposits, where Ernest Henry stands out from the Mesoproterozoic. Here mineralization is related to hydrothermal breccia bodies with magnetite, biotite, calcite, barite, pyrite, and chalcopyrite matrix of tabular forms, hoisted in a metavolcanic sequence. In this district, the Mont Elliott, Aswan, Osborne, Eloisa, E1 group, and Stara deposits are also found, as well as the exceptional Mont and Rue Merlin deposit. Finally, we have the Andean IOCG deposits. Located in the coastal Cordillera of Chile, Peru, with ages from the Upper Jurassic to Lower Cretaceous. In this belt are located Candelaria, Manto Verde, Pucobre, La Farola, Santo Domingo, and in Peru, Mina Justa. In Manto Verde, mineralization is controlled by the Manto Verde Fault, where pseudo-tabular bodies of magnetite and hematite breccias with oxidized copper mineralization originating from weathering of a hypogene ore composed of chalcopyrite, pyrite, and gold are emplaced. In Mina Justa, hypogene mineralization is related to magnetite mantles with chalcocite, bornite, chalcopyrite, and pyrite mineralization. Unlike other IOCGs, gold values are low. However, silver values are relevant. Subsequent supergene events cause part of the mineralization to be found as copper oxides. The Candelaria Punta de Cobre district is the most important in this belt. Here we find several deposits: Candelaria, Carola, Punta del Cobre, Mantos de Cobre, Candelaria Norte, Granate, Alcaparrosa, Atacama-Cozan, and Las Pintadas. Mineralization is related to lenticular bodies of magnetite, actinite, biotite, K-feldspar, and quartz, emplace concordant with the stratigraphy of the volcanic units of the Punta del Cobre formation, and also in some subvertical structures. The differences with porphyry copper deposits are the composition of magmatism, the mantle origin of fluids, the variety of geological environments, and mineralization styles. Furthermore, the most evident has to do with the dominant mineralogy. In a copper porphyry deposit, copper sulfides dominate, while in an IOCG we have iron oxides as the dominant mineral. About exploration and exploitation. The most used geophysical methods in an IOCG are magnetometry, gravimetry, and radiometry to identify iron oxides. Given the geological characteristics, such as tabular or irregular bodies of sulfides in iron oxide zones, exploitation by underground methods such as sublevel stope predominates. Open pit exploitation also exists in some cases. The processing is carried out by flotation of sulfides, which allows the production of concentrates with high values of byproducts such as osier. The processing is also carried out by hydrometallurgy in the case of oxidized ores. At GeoEstima, during the estimation of IOATP deposits in Chile, we have identified a clear relationship between extensive duplex T structures in Andean IOCGs, a marked structural control that guides and defines the distribution of mineralized breccias is observed. On the other hand, in stratabound mineralization, stratified host rocks are recognized not only for their chemical properties, but also for their porosity and connectivity, characteristics that favor both migration and accommodation of mineralization. Now, modeling the limits of these zones is always a great challenge. In Australian IOCGs, we observe that the hematite breccia complexes that host mineralization are difficult to zonify, and generally, gold mineralization is difficult to regionalize just using geology alone. Finally, I want to highlight how surprising it is that mineralized rock cores, with billions of years of difference and located in different parts of the world, show so many similarities. Thus, we conclude our chapter focused on IOCGs. We hope you are finding these chapters interesting. Remember to leave us your comments, whether on Spotify or YouTube. In the next chapter of our mineral deposit series, we'll be talking about alluvial, epithermal, and orogenic gold deposits. Stay tuned to our social media channels to continue discussing and learning more about the geomining and metallurgical business in Chile and around the world.